Welcome to Beyond Belief. Today we unravel a true story of betrayal and an unexpected path to healing. While based on real events, the names, characters and certain details have been changed for privacy. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. This is the story of Beyond Belief.
20 years, it's a lifetime, isn't it? It's 7,300 days of shared breaths, shared meals, and shared dreams. When you've been with someone that long, you don't just have a partner, you have an architect who helped you build your reality. Our house was always followed. Chaotic and beautiful, we have 6 children from our oldest 18 and ready to face the world down to our tiny 1-year-old who still reaches for my hand in the dark. I believed our foundation was made of. Granted, I thought we were the lucky ones. I took pride in our normal. I didn't need grand gestures. I had the comfort of knowing someone's soul for 2 decades, but looking back now, I realized that the most dangerous thing about a long-term marriage is the safety you think you have. You stop looking for cracks because you've forgotten it. Even the strongest stone can erode if the water is cold enough. I was living in a fortress, never realizing the ground beneath me was already turning to sand. This shift wasn't a landslide. It was a slow, agonizing leak. It started in February. Suddenly, the man who used to be my peace became my greatest source of anxiety. He grew mean. Not in a big explosive, but in small, stinging barbs. Arguments flared up over nothing. He looked at me not with love but with a simmering irritation, as if my presence was a burden. I told myself it was work stress. I told myself it was the pressure of providing for 8 people. I made excuses for his coldness, wrapping them around me like a blanket to keep out the chill. I never imagined, not even in my darkest thoughts, that he was mean because he was guilty. I didn't know that every time he yelled at me, he was actually shouting at his own reflection. The man I had known for 20 years was disappearing, replaced by a stranger who wore his skin but hated my touch. In April, the pressure cooker finally exploded. We were arguing again when he suddenly stopped, looked me dead in the eye, and confessed. He said he was seeing someone at work. My heart didn't just break, it felt like it had been physically removed from my chest. I walked out. I wandered the streets, feeling the air hit my face but unable to feel my own body. But when I came back, the gaslighting began. He apologized. He looked at me with such convincing regret and said he made it all up. He said he only claimed to have an affair because I kept accusing him because he wanted to hurt me back and God helped me. I believed him. I chose to be stupid. I chose to believe that he would rather be a liar than a cheater. I looked at the fact that this girl was 12 years younger than him and I convinced myself it was impossible. I went back to school lunches and changing diapers, ignoring the screaming voice in my gut that told me the nightmare was only just beginning. By mid-May, the peace we had tried to rebuild felt like a thin sheet of glass over a dark abyss. He admitted to a kiss. A tiny, insignificant kiss, he called it. But in my world, a kiss is a bridge to a different life. I became a woman. I never wanted to be a hunter. They asked him to put an AirTag on his keys, to share his location with me. I thought that if I could see him on a map, I could control the truth. But technology doesn't lie, people do. I remember one specific day staring at my phone until my eyes burned. The AirTag in his phone were into different locations. One was at work, the other somewhere else, somewhere private. When I confronted him, he blacked his way out of it with such ease, such practiced confidence, that I actually felt ashamed for asking. I fell for it again. I chose the comfort of this lies over the coldness of my intuition. I was desperate to be wrong, to be the crazy one, because being right meant my world was already over. Then came June, a month that should have been full of summer plans and children's laughter. Instead, it delivered the final blow. He came home, casual as ever, and handed me the mail. There was a letter, no return address. Inside it was a photograph of her, the girl from work, the girl who was 12 years younger, the girl who was taking my place. It was a silent, paper-thin screen. He claimed someone at the office sent it to destroy. I suspect she sent it to claim him, but it didn't matter who sent it. What mattered was that I couldn't unsee her face. Even then, in some twisted form of survival instinct, I tried to fix it. I messaged her on Facebook. I asked her for the truth. Woman to woman, she gave me the same script. We were just talking, nothing more. They were both protecting the same lie, building a wall of silence that I was desperately trying to tear down with my bare hands. The final layer of the light is solved through a hidden app snapshot. The playground for secrets. I found it on his work phone and I watched him. Literally watched him panic and delete everything as I tried to grab the device. It was a physical struggle for the truth, but I had seen enough. I didn't need the phone anymore. I needed to look into her eyes. I drove to her house that night. My heart was a drum in my ears when she opened the door. The truth finally poured out like a flood. It wasn't just a kiss, it wasn't just talking. They had been having sex since January. It was a proper relationship. He had met her family. He had been living a double life. He told her we weren't together anymore, that he slept on the sofa, and only lived with me for the kids. He was seeing her every night under the guise of work halls, weaving her into his soul while I was home, washing his clothes and caring for our 6 children. Every kiss he gave me for half a year was a stolen moment from her. Every I love you as a ghost have a different life. After the confrontation, after the truth about their 6-month life spilled out, I did the one thing I always swore I wouldn't do. I stayed. I told him I was willing to give it a go, not because he deserved it, but because 20 years of history and 6 beautiful innocent children carry a weight that is impossible to explain to someone who hasn't lived it. I wanted to believe that the man I loved was still in there somewhere, buried under the lies. But giving a second chance to someone who hasn't finished lying is like building a house in the middle of a hurricane. He told me he cut her off. He said it was over, but the silence in our house didn't feel like peace. It felt like a countdown. I'm living in a state of hypervigilance, my heart racing every time his phone vibrates. I wanted to believe him, but my soul already knew the truth. You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick. Then the glitches started again. He turned off his location, claiming he was too busy to turn it back on. As if love is something you only track when it's convenient. I asked for a photo of his sat-nav, a simple proof of where he was, and my heart stopped. He was there again, around the corner from her house. He had an excuse, of course. A job, a task, a coincidence. But coincidences don't happen 3 times a week at the same address. The most agonizing part is the vanishing acts. I swiped his call log and saw her name, just for a heartbeat. And then it was gone. He denies. Even having Snapchat, even as I watched the App Store icon pulse with his secrets. He was offered a new job at Fresh Start, away from her, away from that office where the poison started. But he hasn't accepted it. He's clinging to that workplace like a man holding on to a lifeline. And every day he stays there. He's choosing her over the mother of his 6 children. I haven't told my family. I haven't told my friends. I carry this embarrassment like a heavy dark coat that I can't take off. I was the girl who said I'd never stick around. I was the one who valued her dignity above all else. And yet, here I am, typing my story to strangers, hoping for a miracle that I know isn't coming, reading my own words back to him. I see the man's S. It's clear as day he is still messing around. I miss the person I thought he was so much that it feels like a physical ACH. But that person? Doesn't exist anymore. Maybe he never I'm trying for the kids, but I'm starting to realize that a broken mother cannot build a whole home. I deserve better than a husband who deletes his tracks like a criminal. I deserve to be more than just a convenient on. I don't know when I'll find the strength to finally walk through that exit SIGN. But for the first time in 20 years, I'm looking for the door.
Thank you for sharing this journey with us today. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next breathtaking chapter. Because sometimes, the most incredible stories are the ones that are actually true. Until next time, stay hopeful.